You know, Jill and I wrote this book before our narrative therapy book. That was sort of the end of our, we didn't realize it at the time, but it was sort of our saying goodbye to sort of systemic, structural, strategic family therapy. And it was called Symbol, Story, and Ceremony. And David, we had met Michael around the time that book was going into publication. And we were thinking, oh my God, we've had just as our book's coming out, we've completely changed epistemologies. I think you can see, I think all of this work flows in a certain way from anti-psychoanalytic work. And we had not met David yet, but we asked Michael if he'd be interested in writing a blurb for our first book. And he somehow said, oh, well, I know somebody that would be more appropriate, because you talk about hypnosis and stuff. And I have this colleague named David Epston who's done some hypnosis and that sort of stuff. So David actually kindly agreed to write a blurb for our first book. And then the first time we were ever in New Zealand, we arranged to meet up with David. That was the first time we met David. And he welcomed us into his home, and he and Anne cooked us a wonderful dinner. And after we finished the dinner, we're sitting around, and David says to me, there's one thing I wanted to bring up with you about your book. Yeah. And we said, yeah, well, what's that? He says, well, you talk about resources a lot in your book. Now, when I think about this resources word, it's all about containers. And it makes me think that people are like these open pit mines. And you're going in and, like steam shovels, and scooping out this stuff of these containers. That's just always stuck in my mind about the care of the whole worlds that a single word can propose, the whole universes that you're proposing with any metaphor that you offer in therapy. And I heard, somewhere you say something like, to ask a question is to propose a universe. And there's just something about that moment and how it's shaped the way I think about care, about language. But it's more than just language. It's care about the whole philosophy, ontology, cosmology. That's the word I'm looking for. The whole cosmology with which you're approaching the lives that people bring to you. And that's kind of something I come back to again and again and again as I think about here in language, and it always dates back to that evening. Oh, well, there was this one thing about your book.
Did I have the nerve to say that? I can't.
Come on, David.